In this video, we're going to explain everything you need to know to travel through the Rhine Valley and see the German castles. The most complete video you'll watch today about this destination, covering the romantic Rhine, the Mosel Valley, Bacharach, Cochem, and the castles of Burg Eltz and Neuschwanstein. So let's get started. Germany is the land of fairy tales, and its two main castle regions are world famous. The first is Bavaria, home to the castle that inspired Disney. The second, and the focus of this guide, is the Western region, home to the romantic Rhine Valley, a stretch of river listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with over 40 castles in just 65 kilometers. And next to it, its quieter, wine-focused sibling, the Mosel Valley. But before we talk about the destinations, let's get to the most important logistics. When is the best time to visit the Rhine and Mosel valleys? For this itinerary, the timing is crucial. The best time by far is the summer, from June to September. This is when the days are long, the hills are green, the boat cruises are operating on a full schedule, and the wineries are open for tastings. The fall, in September and October, is also fantastic. It's the Vindima, grape harvest, season for Riesling, and the forests turn beautiful colors. We strongly recommend avoiding the winter, from November to March. Many important castles, including Burg Eltz, close completely. The Rhine boats stop operating, and the landscape is gray. And how many days to stay in this region? The number one mistake is thinking Neuschwanstein Castle is here. It is not. Neuschwanstein is in Bavaria, over a 4-hour drive from this region. This guide focuses on the Rhine and Mosel valleys. To do a complete itinerary through these two valleys, the bare minimum we recommend is 5 full days. But to do it calmly, the ideal is 7 days. With 7 days, you can stay 3 days in the Rhine Valley and 4 days in the Mosel Valley. Mandatory documentation. To enter Germany, which is part of the European Schengen area, you need 2 things. First, a valid passport with at least 3 months of validity after your departure date. Many nationalities do not need a visa to stay for up to 90 days as tourists. And second, travel insurance. Travel insurance in Europe is mandatory under the Schengen Treaty, with a minimum coverage of 30,000 euros. They can ask for proof of your insurance at immigration. We never travel without it. And in the link in the description, there's the comparator we use that always finds the insurance at half the price. And be aware, soon, an electronic travel authorization called ETIAS will also be mandatory for many nationalities, so check on that before you travel. Staying in a good area will make your trip much easier. You'll be close to all these tourist spots. The strategy here is to have 2 base cities. Your first base will be in the Middle Rhine Valley. The best town for tourists is Bacharach. The pro is that it's the fairy tale village, with half-timbered houses and a castle on top. It's super romantic. The con is that it's tiny and very quiet at night. It's a 1-hour drive from Frankfurt. A second option is Sankt Goar. The pro is the logistic. It's right in the middle of the valley, opposite the Loreley Rock, and has the Rheinfels Castle ruins. It's a practical base, but less pretty than Bacharach. Rudesheim is another popular option. The pro is that it's the wine town, with the lively Drosselgasse Street. The con is that it's the most touristy and least authentic. Your second base will be in the Mosel Valley. The best base city is Cochem. The pro is that it's the most vibrant town, has the cinematic castle on the hill, great infrastructure, and is close to Burg Eltz Castle. The con is that it's very touristy. It's a 1-hour, 45-minute drive from Frankfurt. A second option in the Mosel is Bernkastel-Kues. It's perhaps the most beautiful half-timbered town in Germany, but it's further from the other attractions. We created this custom map, which explains exactly which is the best region in each of these base cities. If you stay in this marked area, you can't go wrong. We'll leave the link to this map here on the QR code on the screen and in the video description. We created it on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices. There, you can put in your travel dates and see all the hotel options within that location, at the lowest prices. We'll also leave links to the hotels where we've stayed. In every destination, we always recommend one that is very cheap and super well located, and another that's a bit nicer, in the same location, but a little more expensive. They are great options. An important tip to save on lodging is the advanced booking strategy. The good hotels with river views sell out many months in advance. This is why we love using this website. Besides having the lowest prices, it has free cancellation for almost all hotels. You can book as early as possible to guarantee a much lower price. And if you need to cancel later, it's super easy and costs nothing. And remember that in the link below, we always organize everything you need to plan your entire trip for the best price. The sites we use to plan our trips and that have everything much cheaper. International travel eSIM, travel insurance at half price, tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, the good and cheap hotels we've stayed at, the car rental comparator, which is essential for the Rhine Valley, and the global account, to carry euros paying much lower fees. And the links already contain automatic discounts, as we are always updating them. So save this page to your favorites and use it when planning. It will make your trip much easier and save you a lot of money. Now let's talk about transportation. How to get around the Rhine and Mosel valleys. To get there, the best way is to fly into Frankfurt Airport, FRA, which is just a 1-hour drive from the Rhine Valley. Cologne-Bonn CGN Airport is also an option. To get around the region, renting a car is essential. You cannot do this itinerary on public transport. Why? The regional train, Mittelrheinbahn, is great for hopping between villages in the Rhine Valley, like from Bingen to Koblenz. But it doesn't go up the mountains. The castles are on the hilltops. You need a car to drive up to Marksburg Castle. And most importantly, the train does not take you to Burg Eltzkastel and does not easily connect the Rhine Valley to the Mosel Valley. The tip is, rent the car at Frankfurt Airport. The drive from Frankfurt to Bacharach takes about 1 hour. From Kochum to Frankfurt, it takes 1 hour and 45 minutes. For those renting, the most important tip is to book in advance online using a price comparator. It's always much cheaper and you guarantee your vehicle, as they sell out in summer. We'll leave the link to the comparator we use in the description. Now for the main regions and attractions. The first region is the Romantic Rhine Valley, UNESCO Heritage. The #1 attraction is the Romantic Rhine Boat Cruise. What it is, a boat cruise that goes through the most beautiful stretch of the river between Bingen and Koblenz. Why it's famous? It's the best way to see the 40+ castles on the hillsides. Logistic, the main company is the KD line. The most beautiful stretch is from Rudesheim to St. Goar. The trip takes about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Price, the Rudesheim to St. Goar leg costs about €25. The second attraction is the Loreley Rock. What it is, a steep 132-meter-high cliff that marks the narrowest point of the river. Why it's famous? For the legend of a blonde mermaid who lured sailors to their death. Logistic, you can see it from the boat or drive to the top. Price, free. The third attraction is Bacharach. What it is, the most beautiful and photogenic village on the Rhine Valley. Why it's famous? Its perfectly preserved half-timbered houses, the town wall, and Stalag Castle on top, which is now a hostel. Logistic, it's the perfect base to sleep in. If you have a car, park outside the wall and explore on foot. Price, free. The fourth attraction is Marksburg Castle. What it is, the most important medieval castle on the Rhine Valley. Why it's famous? It is the only castle on the Middle Rhine that was never destroyed. All the others are ruins or were rebuilt. This one is 100% authentic. Logistic, it's in the town of Braubach. You need a car to drive up the steep hill. The visit is by mandatory 50-minute guided tour. Price, the ticket costs about €12. The second region is the Mosel Valley, the Wine Valley. The fifth attraction, and the most beautiful castle in Germany, is Burg Eltzkastel. What it is, a perfect medieval castle, hidden in a forest. Why it's famous? It's the fairy tale castle that isn't Neuschwanstein. It has been owned by the same family for over 800 years. Logistic, it's about a 45-minute drive from Kochum. You park the car, €4 fee, and walk 15 minutes through the forest. Price, the guided tour ticket costs €14. Warning, the castle closes in winter from November to March. The sixth attraction is the town of Kochum. What it is, the main town and base of the Mosel Valley. Why it's famous? For the Reichsburg Kochum, a cinematic castle on a hilltop, above a town full of half-timbered houses. Logistic, you can walk up to the castle, 20 minutes, or take a shuttle bus. The visit is guided. Price, the guided tour ticket for the castle costs €8.50. The seventh attraction is Beilstein. What it is, a tiny village on the Mosel, known as the Sleeping Beauty of the Mosel. Why it's famous? It's one of the most preserved and romantic villages. Logistic, it's just a 15-minute drive from Kochum. It's perfect for a 1-hour visit. Price, free. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. Buying on the spot is always more expensive, and the most famous tourist spots like Burg Eltz can have long lines. We'll leave the link on the QR code on the screen and in the video description to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the best price. It's the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for the KD Rhine boat passes, tickets for Burg Eltzkastel, and guided wine tasting tours in the Mosel. All at the best price, and you can buy in any currency, saving on fees. Let's talk shopping. The obvious purchase in the Rhine and Mosel valleys is Riesling wine. It's the light, minerally white wine famous from the region. The best way is to buy directly from the Weingut wineries. The second famous purchase is the Cuckoo Clock. Although it's from the Black Forest, you'll find many shops in Rudesheim. For year-round Christmas shopping, go to the Keda Wohlfahrt store, which has a branch in Rudesheim. And the tax-free tip. The tax in Germany, VAT, is 19%. You can request a refund on purchases over €50. And for those who are new here to the channel, welcome. Our mission is to help you travel more and better around the world. If you're enjoying it, subscribe to the channel and like the video. It helps us a lot. Speaking of gastronomy, the food of the Rhine and Mosel is German comfort food. The most famous dish is schnitzel, a breaded and fried cutlet served with potatoes. Another is sauerbraten, a marinated pot roast. And of course, Flammkuchen, which is a thin, crispy pizza with cream, onions, and bacon. For restaurant suggestions, starting with the cheap ones. In any village, look for an Imbiss, snack stand, for a bratwurst, sausage, in a bun. It costs about €4. In Kokum, Weinhaus Halferschenke is a rustic, half-timbered restaurant serving authentic local food. A dinner costs about €30 per person. For an expensive and classic experience in Rudesheim, go to Breuer's Rudesheimer Schloss. It's a beautiful hotel and restaurant in the famous Drosselgasse, with live music and sophisticated German food. A dinner costs about €50 to €60 per person. And how much does it cost to eat in the Rhine Valley? It's a very cheap region of Germany. A full Big Mac combo costs about €10. A glass of local Riesling wine costs €5. The golden tip is to look for the Mittagessen or Tageskarte at lunchtime. It's the menu of the day, which costs €12 to €20. A full dinner at a mid-range restaurant will be around €35 to €50 per person. And the tip? Tipping is not included. It is expected and polite to leave about 5 to 10%. What about nightlife? The nightlife in the river valleys is very, very quiet. The one big exception is Rudesheim. The Drosselgasse Street is a tiny, 144-meter-long street full of wine taverns with live music. It's super touristy, but very fun. In the other villages, like Bacharach or Kokum, the night is a quiet dinner and nothing more. Traveling with kids? This is one of the best trips for kids. They will love the medieval castles. Marksburg Castle and Burg Eltz Castle are perfect, as they are authentic and have armor and treasure rooms. The Reichsburg Kokum looks like a movie castle. The Rhine boat trip is also a hit. Combining your trip? This itinerary is perfectly located. Your arrival base, Frankfurt, is a giant hub. From there, you can take an ice train and be in Cologne in 1 hour. You can also drive east, and in 2 hours be in Rothenburg ob der Tauber on the Romantic Road. And of course, from Kokum, you are just a 1-hour drive from Luxembourg. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to our channel to always travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a great trip.